I'm here in my studio to show you the piece that I'm going to be working on next, this vintage dresser. And I'm going to be working with the Dwil Paint Company to make this happen. They were kind enough to send me this wood furniture paint kit. This is just the white kit, and they're going to be sending me some colors that I can mix in with this white to make my creation come to life. So there's all kinds of good stuff in here. So here's this lovely dresser. I'll leave the top drawer as is, and I have to do some work to make sure that I get these drawers fitting right. But I'm taking some regular printer paper, and I'm checking to see how many sheets of paper wide and down that I need to use in my blockposters.com program on the computer to see how many sheets that I need to make it for my design. Okay, so we're taking a look at this piece, and there's a lot of chip veneer. So since I'm doing this video for Dwil, I think I am going to do a faux wood grain top on here. Let's get to prepping. Now I'm using a scented wax on all the drawer glides. I just want to make sure these old drawers move in and out smoothly. They're not operating too smoothly yet, so I'm going to sand on the top. I'm also sanding down where I did some filler, but I'm going to sand on the tops of the drawers and the bottoms just to make sure that they're smooth and there aren't any hot spots. I use a brown tone filler on the top. I begin by priming the piece. It is suggested to prime the piece if you choose to. The reason why I'm priming this, even though I'm going white onto white, is because there are a few spots on this old piece that are rather raw. They're down to the bare wood. And I know that old pieces like this are famous for bleed through. I don't want to take any chances, so I prime the whole piece, including the top, because I'm going to do that faux wood grain finish. All primed, I am ready to use my Dwil wood paint to coat the entire piece. I'm using the included supplies. I'm using the brush and the roller that was in the package. really like the way the paint goes on. It's a little thinner than the chalk paints that I'm used to, but it goes on really smooth, and I really like the way it dries. I love the sheen and how hard it dries. I'm one for using a lot of color, so I really like, it's refreshing to me how bright this white is. As you'll soon see, our theme is all about being fresh and clean. So this white, this pure white, is absolutely perfect. So now it's story time. I used the blockposters.com program that I mentioned earlier to blow up a picture that I had taken. So I took this photo from my phone while I was visiting my friend Lauren. You met her in the BFF challenge video, and I'll link that here so you can take a look at that. But I am recreating this photo that I took. Her laundry was hanging on the line, and it just looked like a really cool country scene. She lives out in the country, and I'm hoping that she moves back closer to me soon. And I just always want her to have this memory of her beautiful home in the country, and also a memory of the time that we spent together. So I always treasure those times. When my friend comes back, this will be a housewarming gift for her new home. I'm using a water-based liquid sealer as my decoupage medium. So the Block Posters program allows you to take any file, a JPEG file, and just enlarge it by sheets of paper. So it's real easy to do. And then I used rice paper to print it out on. And then I ripped the edges that would be on the outside. The rest of them I matched up. So it turned out pretty good. And now my next job is to use the Dwil colorant to blend out my decoupage. I'm really excited today because the colorants arrived. Just to take a quick look at it, it tells you that it's for the water-based wood paint, which we have here, and in the white, and not to directly brush it on a piece, and also that it is not to be added to oil-based products as well, important to know. Generally, the rule of thumb that they're suggesting here is just doing a little drop at a time. So you can add to that as needed to create your colors. So inside here is yellow and blue, purple, and red. Two more. We have green and black. There's all these little areas in here that don't quite meet up, so we need to fill those in. And I also want to fill that area out to meet the edges where the drawers are too. So that's why it's going to be super important to use this colorant in all these different shades to get the look that I want. We're going to do a wood grain top, a faux wood grain top, and we'll be using these colors too to make that happen. I mixed and I mixed, and I just took several of the green and I put different amounts of drops in and then added some yellow. I knew I was going to use a lot of the greens. So I just kept mixing and adding drops and getting a bunch of different tones that were in my photograph. I also made some little puddle areas on my tray, and then I did the rest of the cup in brown. I googled some color recipes. I used the included masking tape in the kit. I really like this stuff because it has plastic that you can pull down over your piece so you don't need to worry about getting your paint on your finished areas. I'm rolling with the brown color that I made. I want to make a base, and then I come in with some other tones. Then I made a darker brown and a black, and then I used some of the white, all to mix in just to give different tones to my faux wood grain finish. I achieved the wood grain look, but I want a darker brown in there, so I mix some more. I Google the recipe and I use equal parts. I don't know exactly how many drops to use, but I keep putting them in and then darkening as I see fit. Now I'm just dry brushing the darker brown on top of the other colors. And the top by now is dry. Now I'm much happier with my results. Now it's time to begin blending in with all those colors that I mixed before. My goal is to blend the color to the edges of the frame. always like to take a step back and look at the piece after some time has passed, or take a picture on my phone and then look at it. Just seeing it in a different light sometimes makes it clear to you what needs to be done. So in this case, I ended up using a little bit of paint that I had on hand, and I felt the need to make a shadow or some definition around that outside sheet, because I tend to have lost a little bit of it in my blending and introducing in these other greens. You can tell how many days it took me to perfect this look, or get it to where it is, by the amount of wardrobe changes. I don't know about you, but I could watch somebody blend probably all day. It's a good thing it's sped up and edited, though. Sometimes I felt a little lost in the blending process, like I was really losing my way. But I referred to the original photograph, and that got me back on track. I hope you'll agree, and of course let me know in the comments. I used more of the wood paint, the white, to get rid of the areas where I went over. With a project like this, you kind of have to keep the drawers in while you're painting so that it's like your blank canvas. I finally feel like it's time for wax. I'm using clear wax first, and then I'm coming back in with brown wax to get the details. I use it over top of the clear wax so that it floats the other wax for me, and I can wipe it back if necessary. Now I'm using some bronze gilding wax to accentuate the details in the middle of this dresser, and also to marry it with these gorgeous handles that I got from Amazon. I will link them and the rice paper in the description box. Do you remember what this antique dresser looked like before, with its veneer chips? And it definitely needed a cleaning. Just take a look at it now. Thank you so much for watching today. Special thanks to Dwil for providing the paint for this beautiful dresser makeover. If you like this content, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss a thing. Join my channel membership for only 99 cents a month for some exclusive content. Find Statement Designs on the web at www.statementdesigns.org. Find us on social media as Statement Designs. As always, stay well.